It's high time I covered one of the newest additions to the Kindle Direct Publishing platform, the paperback option. Rather than go on about how it's essentially another version of Createspace publishing with the convenience of one dashboard for ebook and paperback books, I'll give you a point-by-point comparison of the two platforms. That way you can make an informed decision on which platform is the best fit for you. In the battle for paperback supremacy, today I pit KDP Paperback versus Createspace Book Publishing. You don't want to miss this one, so stay tuned. Welcome to Self-Publishing with Dale, and if you want practical strategies and solutions for do-it-yourself publishing mastery, then subscribe and hit the bell icon next to it to get notifications on all my latest videos. Have you published a paperback book yet? And who do you think is the best option in paperback publishing? Createspace, KDP, or another completely different option? Leave your open thoughts in the comments, of course. Late last year, Kindle Direct Publishing began rolling out an updated dashboard to a select number of accounts. Within the new dashboard was what we all see now in the KDP paperback option. As of the time of this video, KDP labels the paperback option as beta, and for good reason. But before I give you my thoughts on the good, the bad, and the ugly, I'd like to address KDP's current counterpart, Createspace Publishing. You'll notice I didn't say competitor because Createspace falls under the Amazon umbrella. In fact, were you aware that you can migrate any current publications on Createspace to your KDP account? The catch? When you want to publish your Createspace book through KDP, then you lose out on privileges you normally have with the Amazon subsidiary. If you migrate a Createspace book to KDP for printing, then Amazon removes the book from your Createspace account entirely. And if you had your book opted into expanded distribution on Createspace, then you can kiss that goodbye. Where you lose one avenue in Createspace, you open another on KDP. The cool thing is you get global distribution on Amazon through KDP and are not just limited to the US and European channels. For those of you accustomed to Createspace's upload process, you'll find KDP just as easy. However, I must warn you, once you upload your book and KDP approves it, the book is live. Why is that so special? Well, you get a bit of a safety net with Createspace. When you submit a book for approval through Createspace, you still have the option to order proofs and review your content before it goes live worldwide. KDP doesn't have that luxury, and with that said, I think we can compare and contrast the pros and cons of Createspace and KDP. Now, for a side-by-side comparison of KDP Paperback versus Createspace Book Publishing. For distribution, KDP and Createspace have equal footing in the US and European Amazon sites. That's the only common factors in distribution. The rest gets to be a toss-up. KDP currently has exclusive distribution to Japan's Amazon site, while Createspace has exclusive distribution to Canada and Mexico's Amazon sites. So if you plan on distributing to KDP, be prepared to lose out on 3 different avenues in Amazon's Canada and Mexico sites and the expanded distribution channels. Wow. And the proofing process is considerably abbreviated on KDP, leaving your physical book open to more room for error should you or KDP miss anything in the publishing. That's where Createspace gets it right. Yes, the proofing process is thorough and oftentimes requires a couple extra steps, but it's worth it and greatly diminishes the risk of you publishing mistakes. In the defense of KDP, they have a tight vetting process for interiors. So if margins or bleeding is even slightly off, you will not be allowed to process your files for approval. Createspace has a more lenient interior vetting system that'll detect margin or bleed issues, but still allow you to push forward. If the Createspace team can't address those issues after you submit your project for approval, then they'll send it back to you. I've uploaded scores of books to Createspace and have rarely had a project returned due to the interior. Also, where you can order wholesale author copies or proofs to Createspace, you can't through KDP Paperback. The royalty structure and upload process is nearly identical between CreateSpace and KDP Paperback except for one key feature: keyword slots. I freaking love having 7 keyword slots with up to 50 characters per slot with KDP. This means you can really narrow down your audience with optimized keyword stemming. CreateSpace only has 5 keyword slots with up to 25 characters per slot. Not sure how to optimize your keyword slots? Then be sure you catch my video on keyword stemming. It should be noted that KDP still openly claims the paperback program in its beta phase. They plan to offer expanded distribution as well as wholesale author copies and proofs. What do you think about KDP Paperback versus Createspace Book Publishing? Who do you think is the better of the two? KDP Paperback or CreateSpace? Drop your opinion in the comments. That's all the time we have for today. And remember, if you dug what I talked about, then share it with at least one person you know in self-publishing. Till later, this has been Self-Publishing with Dale, and I'll see you guys soon.